shiny thing. There were some shiny things last year that might have gotten in the way. That, and there's some other things that you draw from last year that make you maybe a little more ready to go this time.
I think it was definitely all new to us, and yeah, what Hugh said was probably right. It was all shiny and just a great experience, a cool experience, but a lot to take in, and I think this year we're more prepared, we're ready for what's to come.
Yeah, I think last year we just made the moment a little bigger than it needed to be instead of just approaching it as any other game and knowing and being confident in what we can do. And so I think leading up to this week, we've just really been working on that, approaching it the same and treating it like it's any other game.
How about having learned, since you guys have already played Sanford this season, what did you learn that time that you're going to be able to apply this time?
It was a very long time ago. Thinking back to the beginning of the season, just our team has evolved and their team has too. So we'll start making a plan for them, but I can't remember specifics about exactly what we learned from them.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll look more at what they've been doing recently because we did play. It was our second game of the season, and so I think they've changed a lot. We've made a lot of changes also, and so we'll probably look at the film a little bit from when we played them, but mostly just what they're doing now.
We hear so much about the culture of this program and the part that that's played in the success. Could each of you talk a little bit about what you see as just the kind of the basic principles of the culture that Hugh has brought in?
I think a huge part is just accountability. We're all holding each other accountable every day. We live such a rare and privileged life here, and so we're just making sure that everyone's making the most of it.
I think another thing, too, is just approaching practice, crossing the line every time we get into the gym, kind of leaving outside distractions outside the gym and just focusing on volleyball when we're here. That's really helped us just be productive in practice and work on accountability, work on trust and hard work without the outside distractions.
You mentioned it to you, a lot of people, Sarah asked you this one. A lot of people maybe watching volleyball or novices don't watch it a lot, but as you guys have progressed, they pick up on it. It's easy to see, for example, what you do to end a point. How much value is there in what Samantha has done and the growth she's had over the last 2 years?
Yeah, I think Sam just continues to grow. So as a freshman last year, she had a great season, and then this year she just continues to build on what she did last year. And each game she's getting better. Especially recently, she's been distributing the ball very well to the middles, right sides, outsides, and it opens up a lot for the pin hitters. And I know she's definitely confident in each one of her hitters, and that really helps us be able to score points and have the confidence to go up there and swing big.
How hard is it to build that? I know you run plays a million times in practice, but I feel like she's put sets to the perfect person every time.
Yeah, her volleyball IQ is out of this world. She's a hardworking player, and she definitely knows who to go to and in what moment. And we also have a great coaching staff who is helping her out too and sees more things from the outside looking in and gives her that information so she can make the best set possible in that moment.
She has talked, I think this is a Matt Huck phrase, about feeding the beast, which makes you guys the beast. Can you talk about a little bit about what that's like from the opposite end, to be the person that is going to keep getting fed when you're hot?
I think, yeah, she makes all the hitters look really good, and she makes everyone around her better, and she knows who to go to at the right time. So definitely from a hitter's standpoint, it's super nice to have such a skilled setter to be able to find the right person at the right time.
I noticed last weekend, for sure, a play at the very end of the UCLA match where I think I saw you saying, "Give me this ball," basically on a point. Does that happen a lot? Is that in point sort of thing happen a lot, or is that mostly decided ahead of the point?
I think a big thing is demanding the ball just shows a lot about, shows that you have confidence in yourself, and then I think it gives Sam a little more confidence too. So we have a lot of different people demanding the ball, which is what it should be, because then Sam is confident in each hitter. And definitely there's moments where I want to be set and I will ask her to set me the ball, but it's not out of self, putting myself on a pedestal or anything. It's just confidence, and she has confidence in me, I have confidence in her, and then she has also confidence in everyone else too.
Yeah, and those sets happen like a game time decision. If she needs to go somewhere, she knows that Sarah is confident in taking a big swing, so she can go to her.
What do each of you remember about the immediate aftermath of that loss to Texas last year in the semifinals? Just how did the team feel and how did they react to that? And then how did that factor into when you came back in the spring and started working for it this year?
Yeah, there was definitely a different energy than the season. I think we let the moment get pretty big for us when we played Texas. And after that, all of us recognized it and reflected on that game. And we each wrote stuff down that we could read if we were back in this position this year like we are. So we can hopefully help prevent that. And I think that match really did fuel our spring practices and our spring workouts. And we've been working hard to just make sure that we're ready this time around.
What'd you write?
Well, we read through them last
Couple
week.
weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone just kind of shared what they had written, and it was just about letting the moment get big and really just keep it to Gopher volleyball and playing our game and knowing that we're enough and we don't have to do anything special, but just play the game that got us here.
Does it feel like that was forever ago? Were you reading those things going, boy, it feels like more than a year ago we wrote these things?
Yeah, part of me feels like it was over a year ago, and then part of me feels like it was like last month. I don't really know why, but I think we definitely learned our lessons from that game, and we were able to apply them in the spring, and it was nice that we had a spring to kind of work through the kinks and work on our consistent energy and execution, and then be able to bring that to season.
Hugh has talked a lot this year about the team's ability to make adjustments within the match to get yourselves out of trouble, to gain control at various points. How much do you feel the team has improved that skill from last year to this year?
I think that's huge, and I think that's one of the biggest improvements we've been able to make is just the game time switches, the game time decisions, because we always have a plan in place and the coaches are so great, but just being able to adjust and making those changes fast in games is something that we've gotten so much better at, and I think you've seen that play out the past few games, just really tough matches trying to pick the lock on us, and I'm so proud of our team for just adjusting to all the different competitors.
Is that just a function of continued practice, maturity, experience, or is there another component to it?
I think it is just a part of playing a bunch of great teams, great competitors, being in the Big Ten and having to face those tough matches every night. I think that's just something that's evolved.
Yeah, I think over the season also just our communication between the players on the court and the coaching staff and the players on the bench has really improved, and that's, I know, helped me a lot. I have a couple people on the bench who I'll go to in timeouts where they help me with where their defense is in my out-of-system swing or something. So that communication has definitely grown and grown as the season's gone on, and it's helped a lot in that.
When you're playing in a match and there's a ton of noise from the crowd, how do you hear each other?
That's a good question.
It's a good question.
Yeah, the PAV is super loud. I know Samantha's been losing her voice, so she's just been squeaking along the past few matches. But once we're in there and we kind of just zone in, I think it's much easier.
Can you hear, because I see that often the coaches will they're in between points will walk out a couple of steps and hold up the card and try to talk to you. Can you hear them when they're, or do you have to do a little bit of lip reading?
We have different signals that we use to try and beat that communication barrier. So yeah, we look for that. They'll usually signal us with a different hand sign.
Serving, oh, I'm sorry.
One more.
Serving is so important to what you guys do, and I think a little bit maybe misunderstood by the fans because they don't see you jump serving and serving bombs. It's much more about placement. How do you practice that? Are you, at practice, do you have periods where you're serving to the specific zones, or are you trying to hit plates, or how specific does that get?
Yeah, every single day in practice, we start with serving, where we have zones on the court set up, and so zone 1, you have to serve this many to zone 1, and that's really helped us with our accuracy, and I think we've grown in that with jump serving, and it's been a weapon of ours all season, just that strong first contact.
Thanks, ladies. I have a couple slides.
Okay. Thank you.